Today on the channel, the latest cool toy that we're gonna be taking a look at is this New Wave Toys Replicade Amusements Berzerk 1/6 scale miniature arcade cabinet. This is their latest and greatest, literally, because it's got all sorts of cool new features that the original machines and their original Replicade releases in years past have never had before, so that's kind of cool. Innovation's always great. I gotta commend New Wave Toys on their packaging. It seems silly to talk about, but the fact that they put boxes within packages and foam, I mean, they really care about their collector mindset, and they really truly want to make sure that these show up to your house safe and sound. Outer packaging looks nice, but let's talk about the bread and butter. Here is the beauty itself. This is the Berzerk 1980 Stern release. Now, little details here with licensing, go ahead and get out of the way. This was originally created and released by Stern back in its heyday. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, Atari now owns the licensing and branding for all these old Stern Electronics games. So this will have Atari branding and Atari disclaimers and copyright information throughout, and no longer has these Stern logos. It's not ideal, but it is what it is as far as licensing, and it's one of those things where if you actually want to produce a product with this, Berzerk game and its sequel Frenzy, well, you got to put the Atari branding on there because they own it. So it is what it is. You make the best of both worlds, and you just kind of swallow that hard pill. But overall, first impressions, this thing looks great. You got the robotic side artwork, nice high detail. It's a pretty straightforward 1980 release. Nothing crazy in its design. One cool feature that is new I will call out is we have a metal control panel, no longer plastic or any of the previous materials that New Wave Toys has used on their Replicades. This is a legit metal control panel, as it should be. This is their new and improved CRT 2.0 lens FX. Basically 4.3 aspect ratio LCD screen back there. And they've added a little lens on there that kind of makes the corners rounded and makes it look like it has a CRT in there. They've done that in previous releases, but to me it wasn't the greatest. It had a lot of glare and issues, and this one, I will tell you, first impressions, as soon as I turned on this machine, it was a notable improvement over their past variations and releases. So we do have an 8-way joystick here. It feels nice. You can feel all points, so controls well. Fire buttons, a little bit smaller than we normally have typically. Same thing with the push player 1 and player 2 buttons. They're very low profile, but they get the job done. Nice clicky tactile feel, and they don't stick or anything. Power button up top, as well as our volume toggle wheel. Here we have it powered on. First impressions, my initial thought was, hey, this Marquee looks a little washed out, and it's kind of hard to capture on camera, albeit. But yeah, the black at the top, it just doesn't look as crisp and dark as I really honestly expected. That's not really something that I ever anticipated from New Wave Toys, because normally they just absolutely kill the little details. And overall, design, aesthetic, and everything is always amazing. To me, they maybe missed the mark, but then again, when I turn it off and I look at the Marquee itself, like, it looks as black as the side cabinet itself. So I mean, maybe it's just a case of having too warm of a LED back there as opposed to maybe a cool white, or vice versa. I don't know, but it does look a little washed out, but I'm not sure how they could have done it differently to avoid that and make those blacks look crisper, because like I said, once you turn the light off, the Marquee itself does look very black. Inside the box, we did get a bunch of cool accessories as always. So we have our USB-C charging cable, nothing really to write home about. We have a faux power cord, and you're like, what? Why? What is this? Literally, faux power cable. So you have the power listed here on the back, as well as your USB ports for external USB controllers. But yeah, you just plug this little plastic power plug in there, and voila, you can plug it in to your wall or your diorama or whatever setup you have. But again, like I said, we do have 2 USB ports. So you can have an external USB controllers, got our USB-C charging port, and we have our HDMI out, which is something that's been standard for a while in Replicades, but it's definitely something nice and appreciated for people that have, eyesight issues. You don't have to stare at this little tiny screen. You can, HDMI out, have your video display onto the monitor or television of your choice. But like I said, very impressed with that new CRT lens. It definitely has that nice effect but we don't have to worry so much about glaring issues. I've got overhead lighting right now, so you're probably getting a little bit of glare, but to me, spot on and front on view looks great, and I definitely see that kind of CRT effect going on. Another couple of accessories we have in the box. We have a little diamond plate kick panel. It's got a little 3M sticky tape on the back. You just peel it off, stick it there, and that way you can protect the kick panel. We also have this magnetic lock bar, so you can protect your, cash box here. There's two little notches, one here and one at the top of the coin box. There's two notches in the back of this, but they magnetically line up and cover the cash box there. That way you don't have to worry about thieves breaking into your little Replicade machine. Another neat feature that is new to these machines is this right here. Press in there. Voila, you get an illuminated little compartment for a faux PCB, and I think that is just an absolutely killer detail. Has little slots in there, so it slides in and out. You can take this out completely. Nice yellow LEDs inside that are activated by the button there, so you can see it go on and off. Then we also have a couple more stickers, a giant bat top there, and a warning. It says, this is for display purposes only. Yes, you can take this off and put that on there, but they don't recommend it. We have new stickers, a couple Atari branded stickers, some how to play stickers that you can place on this machine. Atari goes there where the Stern logo used to be. Like I said, going back to that, Atari owns it, no longer Stern type of thing. And as always, we have our little faux quarters, but these are special this time because you can actually insert them into the coin slot and it adds credits. Yes, that's right. That is an amazing new feature on these machines. These little bitty quarters that they've been giving us for years for just display purposes are now functional. We can now put them inside the unit and it coins up. And if you don't want to try to, hold these little tiny quarters, because I can't even do it, I got to do it with tweezers. You press this button right here on the front and it coins up and you can see it adding credits to the game. And last but not least, we have our operator's manual that is made to look just like the original that came with it back in the day. Tells you how to operate the features, get into the settings, and it's multilingual. So definitely check that out. All right, to enter your menu, you're gonna hit the player 1 and player 2 start button, hold them down simultaneously, and it pulls up this menu. It's like this, and you can change between Berzerk or Frenzy. Like I said, great thing. You can play both games on here. I've got a USB Xbox style controller plugged in, HDMI out going on. You no longer get the display on the screen, but your marquee will still be illuminated should you wish. You can go down to the menu, you turn that marquee on or off, change your screen brightness. By default, it's about 50% on the machine. You can turn your scan lines on and off, your player 1 and player 2 switch. So when the game is over for player 1, player 2 goes in back and forth. Turn off the attract mode for Replicade, so if you don't want to see the New Wave Toys branding during startup, you can adjust that, change your bonus life, see your battery level, but we'll go ahead and stick with Berzerk and do some Berzerk gameplay. If you've never played Berzerk or Frenzy, very straightforward. You're just going to be a little stick figure guy running around trying to kill all the robots before they kill you. In Berzerk particularly, if you touch the walls, you die because they're all electrified. Frenzy has some updated mechanics where not all the walls are going to instantly kill you. You can ricochet your bullets and everything off the walls in Frenzy. You can't do that in Berzerk. But this game was really special. It was one of the first arcade games to have synthesized speech and had a really cool attract mode. You'd be walking through the arcade and then you'd hear, oh, and then Crazy Auto got me, sorry. No, you would hear the synthesized speech, coins detected in pocket, which if you're, a kid walking through the arcade, you're like, how does this magical machine know I have quarters in my pocket? So really, really cool feature. Using the USB controller, everything is easy to do. I'm just using the directional pad. A is my fire button here on this Xbox style controller, but overall, like I said, you get to put it on a bigger screen, you turn it into a functional cabinet. It's a good experience playing either Frenzy or Berzerk any way you want to. And that does it for this video review of the Replicade Berzerk arcade cabinet from New Wave Toys. Definitely one of their most feature-packed releases they've ever done. I'm very impressed with all the little details. Like I said, the coin edition, I think it's amazing. The light-up PCB storage board, the metal control panel, lots of great stuff. The fact that, again, we get the added value of being able to play Berzerk as well as Frenzy. Just great stuff. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, I'll put product links down in the video description box below. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.